Becky and the captain are still celebrating their epic War Games victory.
And why wouldn't they? You're now looking at the #1 contender for the Women's World Championship and the GM who put her in that position.
This will go a long way in shaping the future of the women's division on Raw.
Shotzi? Is that a full-size tank?
Oh my God, Shotzi came prepared. I guess she graduated into something larger.
She's not stopping.
This is gonna be bad.
I don't want to watch, but I can't take my eyes off what's about to happen.
Shotzi just picked up speed. She's gonna ram the cage. Into the side.
Down they go. This is bad.
I can't believe what just happened.
We need some help out here, fast.
Whatever her issue was, Shotzi took things way too far here tonight.
Need me to wake you up? I will not tolerate this sort of disrespect on my own show. I'm done dealing with this amateur. I'll be in my dressing room when you've cleaned up the trash.
Hey, I'm in a bit of trouble. Think you could help me out?
Is it something you should be talking to your parole officer about? I'm kidding. Besides, I'm no snitch. What's up?
Rhea was going to have my back in my match with Johnny Gargano, but Mommy had some other business come up. Think you'd be able to be in my corner?
Supporting you? I could, but I've also got a lot of respect for Rhea. I may call the shots around here, but Poppy doesn't cross boundaries like that.
Don't make it weird. This was Rhea's idea.
All right then, but you don't get it. You better.
Yes?
That's more like...
Gargano quickly reverses. Here comes the splash. And he hits the official.
It looks like his manager's wasting no time with a steel chair. Ouch! And he got it! What a shocking pinfall!
Here is your winner, Dirty Dominic Mysterio!
But what
A decisive victory for this duo.
is it possible that Dominic Mysterio has more chemistry with Poppy than Mommy, Rhea Ripley?
No, I wouldn't say that too loudly, Saxton.
I'm not one to mince words or waste time getting to the point. Not when there's so much destruction and chaos to bring to WWE. I made an example out of my last victim, and I'll make an example of anyone who stands in my way. Of anyone who stands in Papi's way. Because she's the daddy I never had.
Hard Irish whip into the corner.
Poppy is certainly teaching Caden Carter a lesson she'll never forget.
Officials separating them here.
Vicious shot to the throat.
Hold on, it looks like Rhea Ripley's got some brass knuckles, and the referee has no idea.
No question as to whether this superstar will resort to cheating.
What? Mommy just attacked Poppy?
Maybe Rhea didn't like Dom getting so close to her ally.
And now she's showing her what true brutality looks like.
Repeated kicks to the so-called Poppy.
Speaking of Dom, I don't think he likes seeing Mommy and Poppy fighting.
I'm not sure if Dominic can stop Rhea Ripley if she has a score to settle here.
Apparently, Dom has no intention of stopping her. And Rhea's reclaiming her status as the alpha in this relationship.
She just took her head off with those brass knuckles.
I don't think we'll be seeing Dominic or Rhea in Cap's corner anytime soon.
Well, this was a tenuous relationship from the start that was bound to blow up sooner than later.
Once again, the age-old question has been answered. Who gets custody of Dominic Mysterio? And this time, the answer, Rhea Ripley.
Thankfully, it looks like Cap has abandoned the theatrics of her last match. She's getting down to business with Tegan Nox.
Making use of her advantage to climb the ropes, she's ready to finish this.
Wait, is that a fan who just hopped the barricade?
Looks like that man has some sort of business, but he can't just interrupt the match. Where's security?
And that tackle was a fortuitous turn for Tegan Nox. She's taking advantage of the distraction.
And that's the match.
Whoever that man was, he certainly didn't do Cap any favors here tonight.
We got to get better security.
Good evening, and welcome to Captive Audience with the best host in WWE and all of Hollywood, me! Ever since I returned to WWE from filming my starring role opposite John Cena in the blockbuster Mudslide 2, I've known that I have a special responsibility to share the biggest news and mostest personalities with the whole of the WWE universe in ways that only I can. Strap in, it's gonna be a wild ride. Stay with me after the break, where we'll be talking with the Dark Horse Universal Champion about his meteoric rise and grilling the finest of meats with Otis. Oh yeah!
Quiet on the set, please. Places everyone, and action. What's going on here?
Welcome to Captive Audience, the biggest, bestest, mostest talk show in all of WWE. I am so excited about my guest tonight.
Aw, stop.
She's appeared across all brands in WWE and has graced your screens outside of it too. I'm talking TV, reality, streaming, the one, the only, Liv Morgan.
You make my credits sound so impressive.
They are impressive.
Maybe, but I'm not the one who has a major motion picture debuting this month. Let's hear it for our host.
I won't say no to a little applause.
Of course you won't. And I absolutely adore the story of how you got the role. Come on, tell everyone.
It is funny how much luck came into play, even with the unbearable weight of my immense talent.
Imagine if you hadn't stepped in for me to do that cheese-sniffing web series in the first place. Who knows what would have happened? Who knows who would have gotten a career-defining movie role?
Well, I'm sure my stardom was inevitable, but it did speed things along.
In fact, if you hadn't stolen that show from me, I'd be the one celebrating the major movie premiere.
Stolen? Aren't you forgetting that you said no? Poor Liv, too tired to smell cheese.
If you hadn't stolen...
No, I didn't steal. I saved that show from you. You would have been terrible at it, just like you are in all your projects.
But I...
What? Too exhausted from your C-list schedule to respond? Need me to wake you up? I will not tolerate this sort of disrespect on my own show. I'm done dealing with this amateur. I'll be in my dressing room when you've cleaned up the trash.
I'm not here to fight.
Good. I don't want to fight either.
Then maybe we can work together on my idea?
And what's that?
Survivor Series. I know for a fact that not only has Raw not announced a main event, but Regal had nothing in the plans yet. So, let's take the bull by the horns and do something truly spectacular. War Games!
I can't just book a War Games match, Shotzi.
Why not? Are you GM in name only?
No, I mean, I love War Games as much as the next person, but it's not a match to be taken lightly. You need a reason.
I captained my team in NXT, and I was excellent.
Ah, so this is the classic, my pitch is that I should be in a main event pitch, right? There are rules to booking.
Excuse me, but when did Little Miss TBD Rebel, who puts people through tables, become a lawful, good rule follower? Don't you ever just want to smash things for the hell of it anymore?
Actually, you may have a point. I do miss that.
So let's screw the so-called.
You know what, Shotzi?
That's all?
Come to congratulate me on a successful show? I was just out back soaking in the success of the Trish and Lita match.
So you didn't see the #1 contender match with Becky and Bayley?
No, that match practically booked itself. Why? Who won? Who are we putting against Bianca at Survivor Series?
We have a problem. Damage Control ran in during the match. And if I may make a meager suggestion, Survivor Series is right around the corner. You may just have to step up as GM and make a decision.
No, we still have one Raw left before Survivor Series. Let's do a rematch. Becky versus Bayley to determine Bianca's challenger.
Do you really think the match will go any differently this time around?
I do. Because as much as it pains me to admit it, you're right about one thing. I need to step up as GM. So I'll be serving as special guest referee.
Point precision, right on target.
Suplex rolls through.
Action needs to return to the ring and fast.
This won't win the match, but it's doing a lot of
And for some reason, she lets go of the hold.
Could have just been a tease of the potential agony that yet.
She gets her. Becky Lynch gets the win. This is the second time we've seen the acting Raw general manager in the ring tonight, but this time she has a special announcement.
Here's hoping this goes more smoothly than her stint as special guest referee.
As GM, I'm not deaf to the concerns of the WWE Universe. Specifically, that my involvement in our #1 contender match earlier tonight may have made it look like management was biased towards Becky Lynch. I assure you, my intent as GM is simply to put on the best show for the WWE Universe. And that applies to not just Raw, but Survivor Series. As such, it is my duty to inform you that Bianca Belair will not be defending the Women's World Championship this weekend.
Bianca's being pulled from Survivor Series?
She will not be defending this weekend because it's clear Bayley and Becky Lynch are not done yet. I just hope they have allies to rally to their side. 8 fighters, 2 teams of 4. War Games!
War Games at Survivor Series? I'm not missing this one.
Well, we're paid to be there, Saxton.
I know, but it's still incredibly exciting. This mode.
Did Bliss end it there?
And a win here tonight. Becky and the captain are still celebrating their epic War Games victory.
And why wouldn't they? You're now looking at the #1 contender for the Women's World Championship and the GM who put her in that position.
This will go a long way in shaping the future of the women's division on Raw. Shotzi? Is that a full-size tank?
Oh my God, Shotzi came prepared. I guess she graduated into something larger.
She's not stopping.
This is gonna be bad.
I don't want to watch, but I can't take my eyes off what's about to happen.
Shotzi just picked up speed. She's gonna ram the cage. Into the side.
Down they go. This is bad.
I can't believe what just happened.
We need some help out here, fast.
Whatever her issue was, Shotzi took things way too far here tonight.
What the hell was Shotzi doing? I've had no problem with her.
Yeah, I may have something to do with that. Oops.
Oops. I'm gonna be out for months. Is that really all you have to say?
How about oops? I got carried away booking matches, but forgetting to manage people. At least that seems to be the case, based on what I've pieced together.
You're back.
I was having a splendid time communing with the blue-footed booby of the Galapagos. But then, I caught wind of a few questionable developments. We should talk.
I swear, I had it all under control.
I watched Shotzi crash a tank into the War Games cage.
Fair point.
And perhaps, even more egregiously, you announced War Games without me. That's my thing. I announce War Games.
I'm sorry?
Respectfully, you're fired from being Raw GM.
I accept.
It wasn't a question. All that being said, with our newly minted #1 contender injured, we still need a challenger for Bianca. You know, what you've consistently failed to nail down. I hate rewarding you for this mess. But I'm a much better GM than you are, so I'm going to make the right choice for the show. And unfortunately, there's someone who helped lead her team to victory who's rightfully next in line for the opportunity. You'll be getting the championship match against Bianca Belair on the next Raw.
Here we go with this so-called major announcement.
I'm afraid this is a good news, bad news kind of night. And I've always been a bad news first kind of girl. So here goes. With our fearless leader, William Regal returned, looking quite tan, might I add, the time has come for me to step down as your Raw General Manager.
I actually thought she did a great job, guys.
Are you kidding me, Byron?
Well, at least it was exciting.
All right, so there may have been some mixed opinions on my stint as GM, but I'm sure that's only because we all know where I really belong, which is fighting in a WWE ring.
Not sure that's the only reason.
Which is why I'm pleased to announce, given Becky's unfortunate medical status, at the hands of someone who William Regal has assured me will be dealt with, the Real Suits have decided to name a new #1 contender for the Women's World Championship. Me!
Huge news for the Women's World title.
And that championship match is happening right now!
After all the confusion around Survivor Series, we're finally getting to see Bianca defend her championship.
So, Bianca Belair, let's...
This woman just will not stop coming after the captain.
If her grievance was big enough to get her to take down the War Games cage in a tank, did you really expect her to let it go?
Hey there, friend.
Give it a rest, Shotzi. Haven't you done enough at this point?
I think what you meant to say is, thank you for making me #1 contender, Shotzi. Sorry you hurt your leg in that unfortunate tank incident.
Wait. How did you get hurt when you were driving the tank? Is this really all because I didn't give you proper credit for your terribly original idea of let's have a War Games match at Survivor Series?
And didn't even put me in the match. But no, this isn't an isolated incident. This, apparently, is just what you do. Playing in other people's sandboxes, stealing other people's ideas, and jumping every line. You may have William Regal fooled, but not me, and not the locker room.
Oh, I'm sure, Shotzi.
Cutting lines might work in TBD, but in WWE, there are consequences.
Bayley?
That's Bayley's music, but where is she?
Is Shotzi just playing mind games here? Bayley from behind.
Shotzi's found an ally who's not okay with being skipped over for a Women's World Championship match.
I don't blame her. It was supposed to be either Bayley or Becky. Cap weaseled in there.
Wait, we're getting a call from the back. This is an official match. Here we go. We cover. An incredible victory for the captain here tonight.
She certainly solidified her position as the #1 contender.
Shotzi from behind with that crutch.
What the heck? She claimed she was injured.
She was just pulling all our legs, Cole.
Shotzi laying the boots in now.
Compared to the tank, this is nothing.
Finally, the referee getting control of the situation.
She's using that crutch on her throat. Shotzi wasn't done.
Russian leg sweep with the crutch.
At least Shotzi's made her point now, and we can finally get on to the business of the Women's World Championship next week.
I'm not so sure, Byron.
Neither am I. Based on what Shotzi said earlier, I doubt that this satisfied her desire for revenge. She's on a mission.
This is a moment of destiny for a woman who spent years crisscrossing the world and honing her skills before finally arriving in the big leagues of WWE.
You can really feel the electricity in the arena, Michael.
Waiting on the champion here.
It's obvious Bianca's playing mind games with her opponent.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Shotzi's vendetta against the #1 contender continues.
And it looks like she's had about enough of it.
No, guys, it's not what you think. I have a seriously heartwarming announcement. Bianca Belair can't be here tonight.
This is the second time the #1 contenders match has been called off.
No, I told you, it's actually heartwarming. Bianca was wrapping up an appearance at a nearby community center before the show when suddenly, out of nowhere, 3 buses of adorable children from a local school showed up, excited to meet the Women's World Champion. And you know how Bianca is. She wouldn't leave until everyone got a picture and an autograph. How those buses showed up just in time to prevent Bianca from making it here for her championship match tonight, we may never know. But Bianca just couldn't leave those sweet children hanging. Are you seriously booing children? Wow. What a bloodthirsty bunch you all are. I did feel bad that you didn't have a match anymore tonight, though. Oh no, it's not me. I have the night off from in-ring action, just like at War Games. But these three women do not.
Oh my, the Cap has history with all these women.
And we're getting word from the truck that she'll be facing them in a fatal four-way.
I think she said to bring it on.
Easy to say, harder to survive. Shotzi's curated a formidable challenge for the #1 contender.
Honestly, I'm just impressed that Shotzi managed to curate this match and 3 busloads of children in the same day.
What? That was Shotzi?
For God's sakes, catch up, Byron. Nonetheless, this is going to be a huge fatal 4-way contest here on Raw.
Gosh.
There's 2!
After years of antagonism, Cap has finally put Shotzi behind her. What a win.
I don't think Shotzi got the memo, Saxton. She's not going to take this insult lying down.
Spear out of nowhere from Bianca Belair.
The Women's World Champion just obliterated Shotzi.
Looks like Bianca's just as tired of Shotzi's shenanigans as anyone.
And now the champion and the #1 contender are facing off.
We may not have to wait for a match. This could jump off right here.
It's finally happening. The #1 contender and the Women's World Champion will finally go one-on-one.
It's about darn time.
This is going to be an epic clash for that championship, and I can't wait to see it.
Thanks for having my back out there.
I was annoyed. Honestly, I think the whole WWE universe was.
So, guess this means we're finally gonna get our match, huh?
You're pretty excited for someone who's about to get handled.
I see how it is. Well, you just go ahead and underestimate me, champ.
Oh, I don't underestimate you at all. I've seen your stuff on the indies. I know you can go, but so can I.
You've watched my indie matches? I didn't know you'd be into that.
What? Just because I started wrestling at WWE and never had an independent run doesn't mean I can appreciate what you did there. I mean, that dive off the balcony against La Congrejita Loca? Wild. Self-destructive and probably ill-advised, but wild.
Man, if you had ever been a free agent when I was in TBD, I would have gladly jumped off a balcony against you too.
That sounds like a blast. Except I'm the one who would have been doing the jumping. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy with how it came up, but I do sometimes wonder what an indie career would have been like for me. It sounds like an adventure.
Huh.
What?
Just gets me thinking about our match.
About whether I'm going to pin or submit you?
No. Well, not exactly. Someone recently pointed out that I was lucky enough to experience a fantastical whirlwind tour when I got to WWE. I got to have the adventure. I'm wondering if I should pay it forward.
What do you have in mind?
You're confident you're gonna beat me anyway, right?
Anytime, any place.
I was really hoping you'd say that.
You want to do what?
It's just going to be 2 matches.
Best of 3 series. So yeah, it might go 2 if Bianca really has no fight in her.
It'll probably go 2. That's as many as I need.
It's not the best of 3 series that gives me pause. It's the locales. It is the usual custom to defend the WWE Women's World Championship on WWE TV.
Sure, we could do that if we want to stick with what's comfortable. Or, get this, we fight for the Women's World Championship in the coolest indie arenas around.
Japan? Mexico? We could even go back to your old stomping grounds in the UK. Honestly, sounds like a great way to push that grassroots international exposure you business types are always talking about.
And you know what else it sounds like?
Oh, I'm positive you'll tell me.
It sounds like a big swing. It sounds like taking advantage of every opportunity on the table. And it sounds like doing something different without being afraid to fail.
I know what you're getting at, and I'm not sure I like you turning my words back on me.
I'm sorry to interject, but this is ridiculous. It's unheard of. Allowing a WWE champion to defend at these underground indie shows? Untelevised? What about the advertisers?
Advertisers? Really?
I'm afraid Troy makes an excellent point. Marketing will hate this.
See?
Fortunately, this is not a marketing company. This is a professional wrestling company. A professional wrestling company that's going to take a swing, and whose general manager cannot wait to get on the road. The only question is, where to first?
Don't look at me. This is your world. I'm just the adventuring tourist who gets to hit you, wherever you so choose.
It may be my world, but I say we make it your world to start. What if we go back to your old territory? Match 1 at Club UK.
God save the king.
Ladies, it appears that you two will be going to a final match.
Fitting, really. Winning that championship will be even sweeter after going the full series.
Don't get cocky. No way you beating me twice in a row.
Before you two launch into a witty repartee, I have an update. I've just spoken to the suits in Stamford. They have thoughts.
Well, that's never good.
Word of your genuinely marvelous matches has spread, and so has the buzz. They were insistent that the next match will be on WWE television.
They want us to do the match on Raw? You promised us we could see this through in indie arenas.
Indeed I did, so I reached an agreement. We will be producing a portion of next week's Raw live from the location of your final match.
Oh, wow. Listen, I know this is a stretch, but how would you both feel about having the match at
TBD? Yes, a surprising and unexpected suggestion from you. Which is why I have already given instructions for the road crew to meet us there.
Wow, it's gonna be super embarrassing to lose on your home turf, but I, for one, am here for it. One idea, though.
What's that?
With everything I know about TBD, and since it's the final match, kinda seems like it should be no DQ, right?
Bianca Belair, you have no idea what you just asked for. Deal. Geneva is gonna freak. Wow.
I'll second that wow. And raise you a hot damn.
They really got to work in here, didn't they? Can you believe it?
After the hectic morning I've had with the crew to get this set up, I can. Had to yell at some guy named Troy a lot. He kept wanting to cover up the TBD signage with Raw logos entirely.
Sounds like Troy. I'm really glad that I could do this for you, Geneva. For us. Did you ever imagine that we'd be here?
Honestly, you main eventing a TBD show feels pretty familiar to me. This one just has more logos.
You know what I mean. This is different. Later tonight, I'm gonna win the WWE Women's World Championship in the house we built.
Living the dream. Hey, you get ready. I've got some contracts to look at.
Same as always. But seriously, don't get too caught up in paperwork that you forget to enjoy yourself tonight. This is big. Big, big.
I know. It is. And I won't. But I also know you'll enjoy this enough for the both of us. Good luck out there.
And just like that, this journey for the woman they call the Captain reaches a conclusion with a victory over Bianca Belair.
Hey, this is no 70,000-seat stadium, but on this night, in this small theater, this audience feels like WrestleMania.
Well, there's nothing like WrestleMania, but I think it means a little bit more to this superstar that her first championship win happened here.
A full circle moment, Corey. This woman has followed a long and winding road that brought her back to her beginning.
What's next for this superstar? This WWE champion? The sky's the limit.
What's Becky Lynch doing here?
Becky was the #1 contender until she got injured after War Games.
Becky's not moving like she's injured now. What does she want?
What do you think, Saxton?
No, 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 no. Not in my ring.
TBD promoter Geneva Rose is not having it.
I get she's ride or die with our new champion, but what's she gonna do to stop Becky Lynch?
You got WWE problems. Go settle them on WWE time. Because believe me when I say, if anyone tries to interrupt my best friend's hard-won moment, it's gonna be me.
No, they've been friends for years.
Don't trust anybody.
This is an assault.
This is karma, Saxton. You can only step on so many people before you pay the piper.
And she's paying now, but for what?
Thanks for coming home, Cap. It was so generous for you to put this show together for me. I know you think I'm slumming it around here, but you forget that I'm proud of what we built together. And I know you're used to taking the credit for everything. So I thought it was important for me to make an appearance tonight, to set the record straight. You'd be nothing without me. Let me be clear. I am not just some best friend side character in your hero's journey. What do you think I've been doing since you left? Sitting around and just following your career with rapt attention? You moved on. I didn't. And I've been putting everything I have into growing TBD. So, when Becky approached me, I was more than happy to help turn your moment into my moment.
You can feel the bitterness from Geneva Rose, the jealousy.
Recognize this? The contract we wrote in the diner when we first started TBD. Yeah, I had it framed. Thought it was a nice touch. Especially now. Because according to this legally binding document, you're still signed exclusively to TBD. You can't work anywhere else. You can't be champion anywhere else. And you belong to me.
But but she's a WWE superstar.
Not according to Geneva Rose.
See you next week, Cap. Don't be late.
You came home for this?
In a heartbeat.
And it's supposed to make me feel bad?
Think so? Is it working?
Hit her again! Hit her again!
Stop it! I don't want to hear it. For someone who cares so much about taking care of the business, you're not taking care of your own right now. And you haven't been blameless in this? Seriously, stop acting like children. Figure this out.
Not so easy without someone to prop you up. You never would have gotten anywhere without me. If you wanted me back here so bad, why the hell did you push me away to WWE? I didn't think you'd succeed. This is really all because you got jealous of my success? You were jealous of me? I was never jealous of you! I was jealous you brought more of yourself to WWE than you ever brought to me! Do you feel any better now? That you forced me back here?
No.
And I hurt like hell.
Ugh, same.
Now that makes me feel better.
You were the one who always wanted me to try new things. Push myself harder, level up. Aren't you happy that I finally started taking real chances?
I am. I would have been happier if you'd done it sooner.
Maybe I wasn't ready yet.
Maybe I wasn't able to push you far enough.
But you did all of this, Geneva. You were the one who pushed me to the tryout, who pushed me to accept Regal's offer.
I just didn't realize what I was giving up. Who I was giving up.
You never gave me up. Besides, I'm here now, aren't I?
Nah. You're fired.
What?
We're getting you back to where you belong. It's not going to be easy to get you back to WWE.
I'll do whatever it takes. Extra work, another tryout, even a sincere social media plea.
I'm totally kidding. Regal's been calling me every day trying to get me to release you from your contract. And I happen to know from him that Becky needs a challenger for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania.
I hate you right now.
Love you too. Listen, since I'm more or less the reason you're in this position in the first place.
More or less?
Okay! Entirely the reason you're in this position in the first place, okay? I'll handle all the arrangements and annoying contractual paperwork stuff for your once-in-a-lifetime surprise mystery opponent return at WrestleMania.
Wow, this is gonna be huge. Thank you. You should, put the contract on a napkin.
Maybe I will. You've had a number of personalities in your WWE career. What you need to decide now is how you want to return at WrestleMania.
The amulet may be gone, but I can feel a certain power calling me. I think I'll tap back into it for my return.
As long as you don't try to levitate me. You know I'm afraid of heights. You sure?
I'm sure. And no promises. But this time, I want you by my side.
By your side? What are you talking about?
Come with me to WWE. It's clear you can still go in the ring, or they can definitely use you backstage. You could run circles around Troy.
Oh, Cap. You know I'd love to. But I can't.
We both know Regal will sign you.
It's not about Regal. TBD's been growing since you left, and the co-branded WWE show pushed us even further. I belong here, promoting the next generation of wrestlers. I've got to go my own way. You go yours.
This feels worse than before. More final.
Hey, sometimes you've got to have an ending to have a new beginning, right? But that doesn't mean I won't be at WrestleMania. I'll just be in the crowd, cheering my lungs out.
Kayla Braxton here, just hours from the official start of WrestleMania with Women's World Champion Becky Lynch, who still doesn't know the identity of her mystery opponent tonight. Becky, are you at all worried that not being able to prepare for a specific opponent will leave you at a disadvantage tonight?
I know a thing or two about disadvantages, Kayla. But what I know about disadvantages are overcoming and rising above them. Case in point, after my injury at War Games, I came back better than before. Dispensed of the person responsible for that injury so hard that she had to leave WWE. And then made quick work of Bianca Belair and the Women's World Championship. I may not know who my opponent is tonight, but I know this. I'm walking out of WrestleMania WWE Women's World Champion.
Makes the cover.
We have a new champion.
The Cap has made a definitive statement by returning to WWE and becoming the Women's World Champion at WrestleMania.
What a return. I can't wait to see the next chapter.
If her first outing is any indication, the sky's the limit for this superstar, who's proven she's ready to not only put her body, but her whole heart on the line when it comes to this business.
I love to see you get nostalgic, Byron, thinking about the past.
I'm thinking about the future. What personalities will she bring? What epic battles will she fight?
What will she unleash upon the WWE Universe?
I guess we'll find out. Soak it in, Cap. You deserve this moment. For Byron Saxton and Corey Graves, I'm Michael Cole. This is your new champion, and this is WrestleMania.